So hello my super friends, welcome to another episode of Roy Comics and I'm your host Aryan Roy. On YouTube you will find a lot of videos comparing between the Doom Patrol and the X-Men. But today I have decided to put Doom Patrol against Marvel's first superhero family, and you are right, that's Fantastic Four. So without any further delay, let's begin. For today's episode, I have taken 4 main members of each team. Fantastic Four consists of 4 members only. Shit. So anyway, I will put the members of each team against others having similar powers, and mind it, having similar powers. So let's see who wins, and let's begin. Round 1 is between the Thing and Robot Man. They both have superhuman strength and nearly indestructible skin. Basically, they're really tough guys. Starting with the Thing is a really strong and bulky guy who has gone toe to toe with the Hulk. Yes, you heard that right, he has gone toe to toe with the freaking Hulk. At one point of time, he has also defeated the Hulk, but he was on the verge of dying and was saved by Mr. Fantastic. But the fact that he has gone toe to toe with Hulk and also defeated him is totally insane. He has also fought other members like the Colossus and Sasquatch. Coming to Robot Man also has enhanced strength and durability, but he also has enhanced speed, invulnerability, extendable limbs, and heat generation. He also has superior sight and hearing abilities and the power to recharge himself by absorbing organic matters. So this is gonna be a really tough fight, as the Thing is incredibly powerful, but Robot Man is similarly powerful. He also has a large array of weapons, and in a post-reboot version, Robot Man's body was made up of nanotech. But you will say that Thing has defeated the Hulk, but he nearly died just by giving Hulk a knockout punch, and he also collapsed after delivering the punch. But at the same time, he can withstand armor-piercing shells and can also withstand extremes of temperature. So round 1 is basically very tough, and I think it's gonna be a draw. Both of the teams get 1 point. For round 2, I have put Mr. Fantastic against Elastigirl. Now, I know most of you will say that Elastigirl isn't a super genius like Mr. Fantastic, and Mr. Fantastic is super cool because he has invented so many gadgets. But at the beginning, I have told you that I have put heroes against similar superpowers. So I think this may be clear why I have put Mr. Fantastic against Elastigirl. And still, if you are mad at me, go ahead and write hate comments. I mean, who will stop? Anyway, so let's start the second point. First, speaking of Mr. Fantastic powers, everyone knows that Mr. Fantastic has a super stretchable body and he can throw back bullets and artillery shells thrown towards him. He is also extremely genius, as I have told you, and is one of the most intellectual persons on Earth of Marvel Universe. Coming to Elastigirl can also change her size and to some extent her shape, but sometimes she becomes mentally and physically unstable and loses control and turns into a blob of protoplasm. That's gross, really gross, man. So I think Mr. Fantastic takes this one easily because he's a super genius, and his ability to retain his mind while using his powers is a big advantage for him. So the score of round 2, Fantastic Four 2 points, Doom Patrol 1. Now for round 3, I have chosen Invisible Woman against the Chief. I know, this sounds a bit odd for picking up the Chief against Invisible Woman, but I think it would be even odd to put Invisible Woman against Robot Man or Negative Man. So let's begin this round. Starting with Invisible Woman's power, she can of course get invisible. I mean, that's a common sense, no? She can also create an invisible force field to trap herself and trap her enemies. She can also create sort of invisible weapons, but I think that power is very limited. So coming to the Chief, he's a man on wheelchair and he doesn't have any power, but he has the most dangerous weapon on earth, and that's brain power. Now some of you may say that then I should have put him against Mr. Fantastic, but I will do a separate video on top 10 most intellectual persons in comics. Anyway, now coming to the main point, the Chief is extremely intelligent and is responsible for creating Robot Man's body and trapping Negative Man in a bunch of bandages. He's even responsible for creating the whole of Doom Patrol. So even if Susan traps Chief in her force field, he will probably figure out a way to get out of the force field and use it against her. But problems may arise when Susan would become invisible. But as I said, Chief has the strongest weapon, and that's his brain power. He will simply throw any color or paint or use any of his heat sensing device to find out where Susan is. And this gives the Chief a clear win. Score after round 3, Doom Patrol 2, Fantastic Four 2. This brings us to the last round between the Human Torch and Negative Man. Starting with Human Torch, he has the ability to fly, throw fireballs, turn himself into a man of fire, and even create his false images with fire to confuse his prey. He gains all these powers just by saying the catchphrase. Moving on to Negative Man, he has the power to release a powerful negative energy from his body. And this power itself puts Negative Man into a disadvantage, because if this negative energy does not return to Negative Man within half an hour, he will die. So, due to this reason, Human Torch will be able to fight for a longer period of time than Negative Man. And let's not pull this round much, it's a clear win for Human Torch. So the final score, Fantastic Four 3 and Doom Patrol 2. And it's a fantastic win for the Fantastic Four. So I think this brings us to the end of this episode. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you loved the video, subscribe to my channel for more such contents. And if you really enjoyed watching this video, consider sharing it. Till then, peace.